Hi, this is Natty from the Thaiger, and you're watching Thailand Top Stories, today's major news in Thailand and around the region. Stay tuned for a quick update on the COVID-19 situation in Thailand, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Starting off with some exciting updates, the TAT is optimistic about tourists pouring back into Thailand come November 1st. TAT Governor Yuttasak Supason suggested dropping the certificate of entry requirement as well as reduce the cost of the RT-PCR tests to under 1,000 baht each to attract international travelers back to Thailand. At the moment, the proposal is even if the government removes the quarantine, a PCR test will still be required before departure and on arrival. The minister noted that Thailand has traditionally been a popular winter destination with travelers from colder western and northern countries before the pandemic brought the tourism market crashing down. However, with less requirements to re-enter the country, an influx of tourists is predicted at 300,000 tourists arriving in Thailand by the end of this year. More than 100 prison inmates are getting a second chance and are being sent to work in the industrial sector with partner companies as part of a vocational program initiated by the Samut Prakan Central Prison. The Justice Ministers say they aim to provide inmates with, quote, an opportunity to improve their industrial skills and increase the chance of employment after they finish serving their sentence, end quote. During the work release program, all 145 prisoners involved will need to wear electric monitoring bracelets. Volunteers and officers are also deployed to keep an eye out on prisoners at the workplaces. In exchange for the prisoners' hard work, the entrepreneurs will provide housing, salaries, and other benefits as required by Thailand's labor law. 2 companies have already joined the initiative so far, but the Justice Minister says he hopes more businesses will join the program in the future. At a checkpoint in Kanchanaburi, Western Thailand, 2 Thai women have been arrested smuggling 7 Burmese migrants and a child, apparently attempting to transport them back to Myanmar. Everyone was arrested in violation of the local COVID-19 prevention laws. The Mitsubishi pickup truck was carrying the 39-year-old female Thai driver and a 33-year-old Thai passenger, along with 3 Burmese men, 4 Burmese women, and a 2-year-old boy. Currently in Kanchanaburi, the cross-border movement of migrants has been banned. Sangkhlaburi district recently experienced a lockdown as COVID-19 spread between the Thai and Burmese border towns. Everyone in the pickup was taken to the Sangkhlaburi police station to face legal charges. In regional news, Myanmar's disposed puppet president, who was offered the post in 2015 after Aung San Suu Kyi, has testified that the military tried to force him to step down hours before its February 1 coup. His lawyer testified this week that the military threatened him with harm if he did not step down, but the president refused. The testimony of Win Myint, his first public comments since he was overthrown, challenges the military's insistence that no coup took place and that power had been lawfully transferred to the country's generals by acting president. Win Myint was testifying alongside Aung San Suu Kyi at their trial this week on charges including incitement, stemming from letters bearing their names that were sent to embassies urging them not to recognize the junta. Singapore's government say they need a new foreign interference law to prevent what they call outside meddling in the city-state's domestic affairs. But international news outlets and critics worry that the broadly worded Foreign Interference Countermeasures Act will further limit freedoms in the tightly controlled island state. Representatives from the ruling People's Action Party, which holds 83 of 93 parliamentary seats, all supported the bill, which the government says is necessary to counter alleged incidents of foreign interference. Japan's Education Ministry reports that the number of school children who killed themselves over the past year has topped 400 for the first time. Also, a record high of over 190,000 students of elementary and junior high schools have stopped attending. The ministry conducts an annual survey about bullying, truancy, and suicides of elementary, junior, and senior high schools across the country. Now, just before we go today, let's take a quick look at the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand. Today, the CCSA have announced 11,276 new infections, 134 of those from Thai prisons. Today's numbers are a bit higher than the trend over the past week, And there's also been 112 deaths, and nearly 10,407 patients were also released from care in the past 24 hours. And that wraps up the COVID-19 update. For more news on Thailand, go to thetiger.com or check out our evening show, Thailand News Today.